Welcome to the Trust Factor Radio, bringing you interviews and insights to unlock the power of the subconscious mind to create authority, credibility, and trust. With your host, the Authority Architect and best-selling author, Neil Howe.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is your host, Neil Howe, and today my guest is Kara Jensen. Business owners hire her to revolutionize their marketing because most are indistinguishable from their competitors and too often stoop to discounting to get new business. So she develops custom marketing campaigns that bring in quality clients and ensure they are making the profits they deserve. That is one of the things that I hate, Kara, is when people just discount and continue to discount, and they discount under each other until they go out of business. It is absolutely crazy. So I'm looking forward to finding a better way. Kara Jensen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're the owner of Triffid Online Marketing. Give us a little bit of your background and that of your company as well.
Well, about a little over 20 years ago, I actually got into real estate as an agent. And, they don't teach you anything in real estate school how to market yourself. And a lot of the marketing that realtors use is provided by title companies. And I just didn't like it because it just seemed so silly. It was recipe cards and things like that. I knew there had to be a better way to market to my clients. So I did use a lot of email and staying in touch, and I did different things. And I became a broker then, and I really liked the marketing aspect, and I just love training agents how to market their businesses. And then when the real estate market crashed, I switched gears and I just went into marketing. So I created my own company about 6 years ago, and I just love it. I love doing the things that are a little more creative, and so that my clients look different than every other thing, whatever it is they do, whether they're a realtor or a coffee shop or a pizza parlor or a massage therapist or even a lawyer, to get them to look different and more as the expert and the only choice to make when their client is looking for their service.
And that is a problem all across the board, notoriously in real estate. They get their license and then all of a sudden they think all this business is just going to come flooding in. And, it's the same with other niches as well. You've got doctors and dentists that go to school and they get their degrees and they've got great knowledge in their subject matter. But really, every business needs a good marketing department. So how do you get these people to stand out from all the noise that's out there?
Well, first of all, I sit down with them and we discover exactly who their target market is. A lot of times, small businesses have the mindset like, well, everybody's my market. It's like, no, they're not. Just because you're a chiropractor, not everybody with a spine is your client.
Right.
So you need a niche. So you need to find who exactly you enjoy working with and who you resonate with. And that's the first thing we do, is find out exactly who your target market is and where they are and what are they going to respond to. Now,
once they figure out who their target market is, what is the next step after that?
The next step is to look at what their competitors are doing. And not in the sense of, okay, what's working for them, let's copy it, but how to look different from them and how to come across as the expert and the only choice. And this isn't to say that we bash the competition, but we just do it a little differently. We might have a completely different marketing message and focus on something other than, say, price, where your competitors may be offering a free something, a free exam or a free consultation, something like that. We'll do something completely different so that we're offering something that's going to stand out, like, wow, I never thought about having that, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. So, what exactly do you do to get people to stand out as the only choice, as you say? What kind of marketing do you do for that?
Well, part of it is making sure that they're as visible as possible. We want to make sure that they're in all different mediums, to where we're using their email, and we may be using some local advertising, print advertising, that they're spread across their social media accounts wherever if their clients are there. And if their clients aren't hanging out on LinkedIn, we're not going to bother with LinkedIn. But we're going to reach out so that it becomes very common to see their brand, their name, and what they offer. So it's a visibility type of a thing, to where the client's going to see their name all over the place and think, oh, well, this is the only person I need to go to.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you talk to a new client, do you find that that is one of the biggest problems? They're just not putting themselves out there enough?
Correct. And especially when it comes to online, they know they keep being told, oh, you have to have a website. Well, you have to have social, you have to have Facebook, you have to have LinkedIn, you have to have Instagram. But if you just throw something out there and you're not consistently posting, you're not consistently emailing, you're not consistently mailing, then you're not going to get the traction you want from it. And then if somebody does go to your page, they're going to say, wow, he has a Facebook page, but he hasn't posted in 8 months. So that just shows that you're not, they're going to go elsewhere where they're going to get current information where it looks like they're in business.
Right. So, I mean, there's so many social media platforms, and that's only one form of marketing. You got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Should they be using all of these?
Only where their clients are. If their demographic to who they market to is not on Twitter, I don't think you should bother with Twitter. And if they're not on Facebook, let's not be on Facebook. That's why we really sit down and go over who their current clients are and where the majority of those people are. And we go to also find, we speak with their clients. Where did you find this doctor, this carpet cleaner, this whatever? Where did you find them in the first place? And if they were referral, even better. But we want to know our numbers. Where does everybody come from? And then we ask them, why do you use this person? Why do you keep coming back? And that's where we find the selling points. Because I could work with a karate shop, say. In fact, I had a karate shop who he thought people came in so that their kids would be strong and motivated and be healthy. Well, it turned out the parents were saying, my kid is so much more respectful now. He gets along with his teachers at school now. He's become so much more respectful to me, to us as parents, and to other authority figures now that he's been in this karate class. So, the light bulb goes off, and that's where we change the marketing from, keep your kid healthy and fit to, your kid now is going to be more respectful and do better in school because he's going to learn respect. And those kind of ads had much better response.
Oh, I bet you're talking the parents' language, and they're the ones that are the important ones. They're taking their kids there, and they're getting what they want. So talk to me about that language and the content that you generate for your clients.
Well, again, I think it goes back really to finding out what it is that brings people to the client, to my client, and we figure out what that language is and how it what makes it resonate, what resonates with their past clients, so that we use that language that they're using. We look at their reviews, we call a few of them, and I have a form that my client will fill out while their clients are in, and do sort of like a little survey of what's bringing you in, why do you come back, so that we learn that language instead of just sort of guessing at it. Sort of, we do a survey basically and say, hey, what is it that brings you in here? And that we incorporate into all of our marketing.
And those are the things that most business owners wouldn't even think about doing. They're just going to, provide a service and hope that people keep on coming in, but without necessarily knowing the data points.
Well, a friend of mine always told me, I have a mastermind group I do, and I bring in other business owners, and he always said you can't see the label of the pickle jar you're in. So as a business owner, yeah, we think, oh, my product, my service is great. It will do all this stuff for them. And we see it in a completely different light than the end user. The end user says, oh, well, I like it because of this, not so much what you're selling me. You know, there's an emotional reason and why I use this. And I think a lot of business owners forget, and they try to sell whatever it is on logic. Oh, well, this will improve your bottom line. This will make you more money, or this will make you slimmer. This will make you more healthy. But in the end, it's, you know what? I'll be able to sleep at night knowing more money's coming in. I'll be able to go to my high school reunion knowing that I look really good because I lost the weight. I don't care that I'm healthy. I want to look good at that high school reunion, or I want more money in my bank account, and I want to be able to sleep at night because I have the money in my bank account. So you got to know, you got to fall on the emotional level.
Yeah, there's often that deeper internal reason for doing something, and the external reason isn't necessarily, it might be what the business owner thinks, but it's not what the customer or client is thinking. So that's extremely important. So once you have that message down, Cara, how are you talking to the audiences? How are you attracting the traffic to come in?
Well, what we do is a couple-pronged approach. Say I'm working with a carpet cleaner. One of the things we're going to do is because we want lots of people to know about us, he might have a particular area. You got to, and again, this is targeting. You can have a carpet cleaner, and you can have your brick and mortar where you house all your trucks. You're like, well, I want to serve the area that's right around me, but then you realize the area right around you, those people don't hire carpet cleaners. So we pick the area where they're going to be hiring carpet cleaners. We might park that truck in the neighborhood in a different spot during peak times of the day, first thing in the morning when people are going to work, and then later in the evening or afternoon when they're coming home. And you park that, and then you start sending postcards to that demographic or to that neighborhood. So then it comes top of mind. It's like, I saw that truck, or it's familiar, so that they think they know that this moving or carpet cleaner, because they've seen the logo, the truck, they've seen it before. So you build a familiarity to it. And then also, if we can get those people's emails or target them via geofencing through Facebook or something like that, all the more better.
Right. So, the first instance you said there was a lot of the old school direct marketing, branding, getting your name out there so you're top of mind, as you say. How does that translate now into the online world?
Well, I think it still translates. You're still doing the same things, but in different media. You're still getting your top of mind awareness. You're just doing it through different avenues now. You're using Facebook, you're using your email, and referrals. And I think video is huge now. And when you get a happy client, I like to have my people get a video, even if you're just using your phone. If they're done with their service or they're in your shop and they're happy and ecstatic about something, ask them if you can take a quick video and just shoot it on your phone. You could do Facebook Live now. You could do that. But that's something you could have on your website and then post it on YouTube and then have it on Facebook or even LinkedIn. And then ask that person if they'll share it with their circles. And that just gets you around, and more people are seeing you. And video testimonials are excellent, because anybody can write a testimonial on their website. You don't know who wrote that. But if it's live like that or in a video, then you know that person is really a client.
Right. Videos become so much more powerful. It seems to be the go-to traffic source now, and it seems to be in the years to come. How do you use video other than those testimonials and integrate it into marketing campaigns?
I think a lot of people look at video that there's only one way to use it, and that is some sort of interview. And a lot of times you can use video to help your clients. Let's say I've got a chiropractor and he's got his clients, and they're obviously health conscious. They want to stay healthy and stay in alignment. He could easily partner with another, say, a massage therapist, or even a health coach, or someone, even a gym, a personal trainer, that sort of thing, and do a video introduction to further enhance their offerings by saying, hey, here, I've got this guy who can help you in a different aspect of your health. And you can do that. You can also do video for instructions if you've got a product or a service. When I was in real estate and helping other agents, I'd always suggest do a little video tutorial of taking care of the house here and there. How to hook up your washer and dryer, or how to change the garbage disposal, or where to find this, that, or the other thing on the house for a new homeowner. So there's lots of things you can do with video, especially how-to, and people love how-to videos. You put how-to in front of a headline, and that's going to get the most clicks out of anything. When you do here's a how-to video to do whatever, that's going to get a lot of clicks.
Yeah, how-to videos are definitely great. People have problems and they have questions that need answered, and if you can provide them, you don't need to say it over and over again on the phone if you have these videos on your website, right?
Precisely. And I touched on it a bit, and the big thing I think is that small businesses need to know is they need to collaborate, become partners with other businesses that complement their same audience. And partnerships can be made where both people are not just referring business to each other, but as simple as, say, I have an automotive shop that's right near a little restaurant, a lunch restaurant, and I've got them partnering where there's the automotive come in for an inexpensive oil change with your receipt from this restaurant, and then anybody new that comes over to the auto shop gets a 10% discount at the restaurant. And so that also can breed that brand awareness. I don't like these brand companies that want to charge these small businesses all this money for brand marketing and to develop their brand and get it known. I don't think you spend any money trying to build a brand. You should build your business, and your customers will build your brand for you.
Definitely like that approach. You build your business, and looking at one of the things that you said earlier in your notes here, people get lost in a sea of sameness and cookie cutter marketing. I think with things like video, that can really help you stand out and put a personality behind the company, which is your brand. So when people are going to choose between the 10, 20 options that they find on Google, they're going to be looking for somebody who stands out.
Exactly. Because people want to deal with people that they trust. And if you can build that trust via, video, or just being everywhere they look and people are talking about them, that's going to build it. And sometimes if you're new, you can borrow that sort of trust by someone who is known. Partner up with someone who has a little more credibility or authority, and that will help you launch yourself, because then people say, well, if he trusts him, her, whatever, if he trusts that person, then I can do business with that person.
Yeah, those things really make a difference. Now, you've given a couple of great examples of things to do as far as, trying to combine with other companies and cross-promote each other, as well as, putting yourself in a busy area and use postcards to canvas an area. Those are, two great things. Have you seen them really working well for your clients?
Oh yeah. I mean, they wouldn't keep coming back if they didn't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've done some fun stuff, and yeah, they get results, and a lot of it is sometimes we do some A/B testing on something that's a little maybe outrageous, and a lot of times my customers are a little concerned. They think that like, that's really out of the box. Won't that make us look unprofessional? It's like, no, it's going to make you look a little more human. And so I will do some of what that's a little toned down maybe, or a little more generic or standard, if you will, in their eyes. And then we'll send another batch that's with my ideas. And whether that's a direct mail piece or Facebook or whatever, we send them out there. And the one that's more creative, a little more outlandish, that's the one that gets the response, because again, it's not the same old thing.
Right. And it's hard for the business owner sometimes as well to, put themselves out there and, I don't want to be seen as this, but again, it's really the data that you're looking at and what your customers and your potential clients are reacting to that really matters.
Right. I don't want my people to be boring. I want them to be I want their customers to find them as fun and exciting and enjoyable to work with. And so much marketing out there is just so boring and so the same. You can't tell them apart from any of their competitors. And that's just what I like to do. And you can even do it in email marketing and do it differently that way, whether it's just something in the subject line or in the content. Just a little different message, maybe a little more personal, funny story, just to get something that's fun for somebody to read, because we get inundated with marketing in our mailbox, online and on the street. You get a ton of mail and a ton of advertisements, and when something stands out, it's a little more personal, you want to read it. And that's what we do with email marketing, is make it something that's they want to open and they want to read, because it's going to be a source of entertainment and it's not going to look like an ad.
Mm-hmm. So as far as a business owner, and I know you say you work with professional service providers like doctors and dentists and chiropractors, how much time should they be spending on, creating these marketing messages on a regular week schedule?
Well, one thing I also don't like doing is telling somebody, come up with something on your own. There's a lot of us out there, we like to employ what we call R&D, which is rip off and duplicate. There's no reason to recreate the wheel. There's no reason to sit down and think with a blank piece of paper or a white computer screen. Let's look at, say, a completely different industry and see what they're doing. And then how can we tweak that into this industry? So something that's working well, that's a little outrageous and fun in a different industry, let's do it let's just tweak it, see how we can make it work for ours. Think about banks. They had the drive-throughs, and then all of a sudden there was drive-through everything. There's drive-through, fast food and dry cleaners and drugstores and then liquor stores. So you take something that somebody else is doing in a different industry and figure, how can we incorporate it and put it into our industry? And you can do that with marketing too.
Mm-hmm. So what do you hear are some of the misconceptions and myths about online marketing or digital marketing?
Some of the things that I run into, a lot of people, well, first of all, is just saying, oh, you have to be online, or you have to have a Facebook page, or you have to have a website. And I don't necessarily think you have to. Some industries, yeah, you better, just because people are going to go search for that thing, and you might need to have something to say, hey, yeah, we are in business and this is who we are. But I don't think you have to market on Facebook. I know there's a lot of industries. There's, some people just, they're never going to buy from something they see online, or they're never going to search for that thing online. That's one of them, is just, you don't have to have a profile on every profile on every platform. You don't have to have a website. It's good to have them, but if you're going to have them, use them properly and don't just have them to have them. The other is that email marketing doesn't work anymore, and I think it does. You just need to do it differently. And I think the things that are the myths, or when people say things aren't working, it's just not that their way we did it isn't working anymore. We got to do it differently.
Mm-hmm. And again, in your notes, you say that everybody wants a bargain or a discount price. I know there's some discount shoppers out there, but is that the majority of people?
I'm trying to think what exactly in that context did I say that? I'm seeing what we were referring to, that everybody wants a discount.
Just as far as the misconceptions
I'm
about
sorry.
the marketplace.
No, okay, now I'm following. I'm terribly sorry. So many business owners think they have to keep discounting. This person's this company's offering 10% off, so I'll offer 20% off. This is the only way we can compete. People don't. There are a subset of people that they always want the bargain, they always want the discount, but that's usually those people you don't want to market to anyways because they're probably broke. And you want to attract the people who have the money, and people will spend money for value. So not everybody wants a discounted price or a bargain. They will pay twice as much if they know they're getting much more value than from company A than company B. So that people will pay a premium price when they know they're getting value.
Well, Cara, your business name is Triffid Online Marketing, but it seems that you incorporate a lot of offline marketing with that as well, and a holistic approach to that.
Well, we all make mistakes. I didn't really think about that when I created the name for the company. I'm like, well, I guess I do offline too, but
yes. But they really go hand in hand is what my point is. And it's more about the relationship that you're developing is what I'm hearing from you.
Exactly. You have to develop a relationship. And that's what I train my clients. You're not selling, you're making relationships with your clients. And that's what when I did in real estate is I had clients that had been with me for the full 17 years, and even 20 years, 25 years later, I would get an email from somebody I sold a house to 15 years ago, and we're ready to sell. Like, I'm not in real estate anymore. And that's where I know I got a relationship. And you build that relationship of trust. I stayed in contact with them. I had client parties, and I would visit them. And that's what I do with my clients now. I like to stay in touch with them and teach them how to do the same with their clients. It's so much easier to keep a current client than to go find a new one. So if you create a current client, you take care of them, you nurture them, you become friends, and you serve them. They're going to always stay there, and they're always going to refer you.
Right. And, it seems like once you've developed that relationship, they're always going to be around. You're always going to get a lot more referrals as well. And that really increases the branding that you're doing as well. Just getting yourself out there, as you said at the start, to other people's networks.
Precisely.
Cara, give me some examples of some businesses that you've worked with. What real issues did they have before coming to you? What were you able to do for them? And ultimately, what was the outcome?
Well, a lot of them have been people who have gone to some of these SEO gurus or website builders, or actually it's more the SEO gurus, and then they have, their assistant's son build the website type of a deal, and the website's a mess. It doesn't function well, and it just looks horrible, and there's really no point to it. It doesn't entice anybody to make a phone call or hit the contact form. So I go in there and I recreate the site. I make it so that it's inviting, easy to use, and has some sort of an offer. And we usually like to make it a free offer of some sort so we can collect contact information. So I want that website that interactive. So people go to it, they want to look at it, and they want to interact, and they share it or they download something. The other thing is, a lot of them, I remember one distinctively, it was a pool company, and they had been paying this guy $350 a month for SEO services. So I go into their WordPress website. There wasn't even an SEO plugin, so they didn't even have meta tags or descriptions or anything like that. And I'm like, well, where's his SEO? And they said, oh, well, he made landing pages. I'm like, oh, what are the landing page offers? And she goes, I don't know. I don't understand. I'm like, well, where are the landing pages? She goes, I don't know. They're just on the internet. And I go, well, that's not a landing page. And she showed me the sheet of paper that just had a long description and a list of keywords, columns of keywords. And she goes, this is the landing page you put on the internet. And I said, you're paying $350 for this. And she goes, yeah. And I, well, this isn't a landing page. This, I mean, she was just totally getting screwed. And, I had to explain that that's not what SEO is. And that's not a landing page. And, it's just educating. And I've been told that because when I was in real estate and I hated the marketing that they provide and the websites they provided, I learned to build my own websites. And so I could speak it without scaring people. I didn't use all the weird technical jargon that a lot of web developers will use that confuse my end user. And I can explain it in English or layman's terms so that they understand how it works. So that's the big thing is educating them on how website marketing works, and then designing it so that they can use it, they can edit it. And it's basically just taking them from a mess that's been created for them and tweaking it and making it into something that their clients interact with, contact them, and makes the phone ring.
Yeah, and so often there's that education part that, especially when it comes to digital marketing, business owners don't really know how to do this stuff, and they take people's word for it. And right. Sometimes, they get taken for a walk, but explaining exactly what it is that you're doing and why it's important is, it's going to give them some trust that you know what you're doing. If it's just a bunch of keywords and I'll rank you for these 20 keywords, you got to watch out for those ones. Yeah. So, Cara, if somebody listening to this wants to reach out to you, what is the best way for them to do that?
Best way is just give me a phone call, and that's at 602-309-2517. And
your website is?
Triffid Online, and that's TRIFFID online.com.
Excellent. Well, Cara Jensen, thank you very much for being my guest today on the Trust Factor Radio.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
And to our listening audience, if you like what you hear, hit that like button and share, and we'll see you next time on the show.
You've been listening to the Trust Factor Radio with Neil Howe. To learn about the resources mentioned in the show and to listen to past episodes, go to thetrustfactorradio.com. To get a copy of the book, The Trust Factor, go to thetrustfactorbook.com. If you are ready to act now and build your authority, credibility, and trust, schedule a consultation with Neil at theauthorityarchitect.com.